It's day 1 million. We're still trapped in the marina. They can't figure out what our engine is doing. Katie's hiding.
I didn't know.
We are still stuck, and our weather window is gone, and the winds are going to kick back up for about a week. So looks like we're here a little while longer.
So I have seen giant-sized food items growing up since I was a little child, wandering the whole Costco store with my family and whatnot, always wanting one of the giant obscene jars or cans of something. This is that time when we could actually purchase some of those items. For a great deal, we found tuna in these giant, huge, monstrous cans that are 900 grams of tuna. So I'm going to just make a huge batch of how we typically eat this with onion, apple, mayo, salt, pepper. And I get to open my first gigantic can of something. I am so excited. The American in me is enthralled. I think we should keep track of how many meals this will make for the two of us and maybe place bets on that.
I like it.
Okay.
What's the wager then?
Having to scrub the props. First thing in the morning, we drink coffee. I know you're very shocked by that, but it's cold and I need caffeine to motivate me. Brad's usually the first one up. Usually gets up before sunrise. He abandons me downstairs where it's all cold. We have every blanket in our hole downstairs, just trying to keep warm. And then when I come up, I take the top blanket, a nice big warm one, and I bring it back up to make sure that Brian gets a bit more warmth because he's crazy and just edits up here with coffee and only one thin blanket. You got shorts on, Bumblebee.
Yeah, but my core is warm.
What are some of the perks of being in a marina?
Marinas are nice. They absolutely are. You're not sloshing around all day, and when the winds pick up real heavy, the people that are usually living on their boats in a marina or here, always generally pretty nice, and the scenery is pretty with all the boats. Yeah, I mean they're great. I much prefer being on anchor, but I also much prefer being on anchor when we have the ability to swim and not freeze our asses off. After too many days in a marina, too many visits from the mechanics, I decided to start doing my own research and decided this morning that I was going to at least do a couple of things myself to try and figure out what this is. One of those things being testing the glow plugs, which are really important for a diesel. And I pulled all 3 glow plugs from the starboard engine, and they're all tested bad.
Oh, yeah.
So, good morning. Smoke coming from the engine compartment is never a good sign.
Accompanied by yelling and...
Something got fried. I I don't know what. So the mechanics are packing up for today. My idea wasn't the cause of the problem. It was a problem. They were all three glow plugs were bad, which is good. We can replace those. But after another 3 or 4 hours of these guys working on the motor, testing all the plugs, sensors, etc., they're telling me that they can't figure it out. Our good neighbor Paul next door has invited us out to lunch to go get some tapas for this Thanksgiving lunch.
Yeah.
We're both really excited.
Here we are, Brian, Katie from California, me, Paul from London, and we've found this little tapas bar in the Línea, the Concepcion, established 50 years now, with the lovely Sandra. Here's Sandra. Say hello, Sandra, to America. Hey, Sandra, she's a Spanish flamenco dancer. She's an amazing dancer. So we're going to have some tapas and stuff, but make sure you watch all the videos because there's some amazing stuff coming up on this channel. Spectacular. We had pig's cheek. If you haven't tried that, it's amazing. Was it good?
So good.
Yeah, Hannibal Lecter knew what he was talking about. A lot of very good things from a friend in the area, and heard we had to be here before they opened. So they're just about to open, and there's a hefty line for it. So glad we got that.
Thanksgiving dinner.
Successful.
Brian's planning to pee today.
After our break of Thanksgiving treats, it was time to get more chores done in preparation for the Atlantic crossing. Over time, salt built up in the plumbing of one of our toilets, restricting the water flow to almost nothing. Luckily, it was a quick but messy fix. Up next on our chore list was laundry. Laundry on land in a laundromat for the first time since living on a boat. This was luxury to stomping on it in a bucket. It gave me some time to watercolor.
What you got going on there?
I am painting Paul's boat for him because he helped us out a bit.
The mechanics are here today. Oh, thought they fixed it.
Almost. Maybe you're getting close?
Maybe. When our engine starts, there's 2 beeps, and the 2 beeps tell you that the glow plugs are warm and ready to go. Ours, for the last 3-4 weeks, has been a solid beep like you just heard. But they've been working on something for about the last 20-30 minutes, and just a minute ago it beeped twice like it's supposed to, and then they fired the engine. Hopefully they're getting close. If the weather window changes just this much next week, we just need a storm system to head more north, then we could get out of here on Sunday. If not, we're gonna have to have Jason come meet us here and go on our Atlantic crossing.
Find a fucking Lee. Jesus Christ.
Going to get some sand.
We're gonna make sandcastles on the boat during the crossing.
So, supposedly, there has been rumor that pouring sand into the water can disrupt an orca's sonar and is somewhat of a deterrent. Figuring this is our home right now, we're gonna believe everything. Somebody says to throw a poop in the water, I'll do it.
It's not throwing chemicals or anything like that in the water. It's just natural. Not gonna hurt anyone. How's the new Bimini enclosure feel?
Let's just put it this way. While I was watching you outside, dealing with the ropes and adjusting the fenders, I felt really bad sitting in here. And all I'm doing is steering. Because it is night and day difference as far as temperature. Inside versus outside. Yeah. Wow.
This is really nice.
This is really nice. Good job. Thank you.
This morning, after being tied to the dock for about a month, Knotty finally gets to swim in the open water and go just around the corner for some diesel. I wish it was more eventful, but we're just doing a little gas run.
We are all fueled up. It's been a while since we've been this full. Curious to see how much we use getting down to the Canaries and getting out of the Strait. A plus.
Oh man.
It's so much easier when there isn't crazy winds in the marina where you're trying to get gas or you know, when we refueled with Jason, that was one of the easiest times ever because that marina had that little zigzag in.
True.
And it was dead calm. It's funny when we came in here, my confidence level in Knotty was really low and my senses were super heightened to try and always be able to maneuver her, meaning that I had to be several steps ahead of whatever we were doing
Yeah.
to make sure that we did it safe. And it took its toll.
Yeah.
That last 2-3 days coming in here, we were just getting our asses, well, the last day, the day before we came in here, we were getting our asses handed to us on a plate. And we turned and went to land and found an anchorage. And it was a nice little anchorage. It would have been really nice to stay there for a day if it was better protected. And then not having the engine capabilities to even come around the Rock of Gibraltar and having to tack 3 or 4 times to try and get into this bay,
Yeah.
it just stacked up.
Yeah.
Feels good to have her running well.